Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me for another Alfred Hitchcock Presents review. Today I will be talking about Season 3, Episode 18, Miss Bracegirdle Does Her Duty, starring Mildred Natwick as Millicent Bracegirdle. And I have to say, if I had to describe this episode in one word, it would be underwhelming. This isn't a terrible episode. There have been worse episodes, in my opinion, but it's just kind of there, and I don't really think it's that exciting. And the ending is kind of strange and not all that satisfying either. So we start with our main character, Millicent, and she's talking to a group of people. It turns out she's going to be taking a trip. I think she's supposed to meet up with her sister, it is, and they're a little bit concerned about her going by herself, which we'll see might have been a good concern to have. So she's going on this trip to Paris, and she arrives there, and she goes to her room, and there's a lady that works there. She's like a maid or something. And Millicent says she wants to take a bath, and then she doesn't want to be disturbed till morning because she's very tired, which is somewhat important to the plot. And at this point, we get Millicent narrating a lot throughout the rest of the episode, which I was kind of neutral towards. It was okay. I didn't really love or dislike it too much. So at this point, Millicent takes her bath and she narrates more, and we learn some things about her, which was fine, if not all that exciting. I guess it worked okay. So at this point, she goes back to her room and everything seems to be normal, except that she breaks the door handle at this point. And to make matters worse, she realizes she went into the wrong room and there's a man sleeping there. So thinking over the situation for a few minutes, she decides the best thing she can do is hide till morning, not wanting to get caught in the room with this guy, I guess. So first she goes into a closet, then she decides that's not a good idea. She changes her mind and figures hiding under the bed would be a better idea. Personally, I thought the closet was a better idea, but that's just me. So while she's hiding under this bed, she finds some bottles and deduces that this guy's been drinking, and that's why he doesn't wake up when she makes noise, which kind of makes sense. So she stays under the bed for a while, and she starts imagining all kinds of situations, not all of them very good. So she gets up and figures maybe she should just be honest and wake this guy up, except now she realizes that he's not responding and that he's dead. He's a goner. So at this point, she really wants to leave the room. The problem is that, there's no door handle, so she messes with the door. She uses some interesting methods to try and get it open. So eventually, after a while, she does get it open, and she leaves. She goes back to her room only to realize that she left the towels and some other evidence back in the man's room. So she goes back in to get the towels and tries to clean up the rest of her mess, I guess is a good way to say it. And this man comes in the room with room service. So she hides again. So eventually things seem to work out for Millicent. She gets back to her room with the evidence, and the maid comes in, the one from earlier on in the episode. She tells Millicent basically that they found a dead body in another room. Of course, Millicent already knows this, and it turns out this guy they found was a murderer. So Millicent reflects on the situation, relieved that she wasn't caught in this room, because, if she had been, how it would have reflected on her. And at this point, in kind of a strange and bizarre ending, in my opinion, the man that brought tea into the dead man's room comes in, and it looks like he has something of Millicent's, and he gives her a strange look, and that's basically how the episode ends. So I guess draw your own conclusions from there. Like I said, this episode just kind of there. I don't know that the ending is really that satisfying. It's kind of strange, and the whole episode just kind of plods along. Not much really happens. There's nothing really terribly wrong with the episode, but there's nothing really interesting or exciting that happens either. And I was just very underwhelmed by this episode. So overall, I'm going to give Miss Bracegirdle Does Her Duty a 2 out of 5. This is definitely not an essential episode in my opinion. But I guess it's fine if you really want to watch it, even though I don't really recommend it. Others may enjoy it a little more. So 2 out of 5 for Miss Bracegirdle Does Her Duty. And as always, thank you very much for watching.